Hello everyone, I hope you're all keeping safe and well in your bubbles. Today I'm going to read you Jenny's Bear. Jenny had hundreds of bears of all shapes and sizes, and she loved every one of them, but what she wanted most in the world was to meet a real live bear. There's Jenny and her bears. "Mum," she said one morning, "if we made a nice cosy sort of den in the shed, would a real bear come and live in it?" "I shouldn't think so," replied Mum kindly. "There aren't any real bears here." "Not even if I wished very hard," said Jenny. "I'm afraid not," said Mum, "but we can make a den just for you and your toy bears if you like." There she is helping her mum with the washing. The shed was in a terrible state. "Phew," said Mum, "I've never seen such a muddle. It must be years since this place was last cleaned." "It's no wonder there aren't any bears living round here if all the sheds are this messy," said Jenny seriously. "No wonder at all," said Mum. When the den was ready, Jenny settled her bears in so that if a real bear did come, he'd feel kind of at home among his own kind. "There," she said, "you look just right now. I've got to go in for lunch, so you'll have to keep watch for me. And if a bear does turn up, be sure to make him welcome." There's her den. All through lunch, Jenny kept wishing for a real bear to be waiting for her back in the den. And then she hurried out to the shed with a tray full of special things for the bear to eat. See ya. But the den was just how she'd left it. There was no sign of a real bear anywhere. "Bother," said Jenny. But she set out her tea things and her books just the same, and then sat to wait patiently. Jenny and her bears waited and waited and waited, and just when it seemed that nobody was ever coming, there was a knock at the door. Look in the window there. "Come in," said Jenny, and in stepped the biggest, brownest, friendliest looking bear she had ever seen. "Hello," he said. "I hope you don't mind me popping in, but I've come all the way from the wild north, searching for somewhere to spend this coming winter, and this is by far the cosiest looking place I've found." "Of course I don't mind," said Jenny. "I've made this den especially for bears, and I've been wishing for a bear all day." Here he is. Then Jenny sat the bear down and told him to help himself to food. He had buns and biscuits and jelly, which he thought was wonderfully wobbly. But he was not at all sure about the tea Jenny poured out for him. He said, "This cup of tea doesn't look sort of full. What sort of tea is it?" "It's pretend tea," said Jenny. "Oh, that's all right then," said the bear. "Pretend tea is the sort that bears like best." And he drank it all up in one go. "Another cup, please," he said, "but not so much sugar this time, thank you." There they all are, enjoying the drink. Then Jenny showed the bear her books. "Which one would you like first?" she asked. "The happy one or the sad one?" "The sad one," said the bear, "as long as it's not too sad." "But it was too sad." "Boo-hoo, boo-hoo," blubbered the bear. "Stop it, you're making me cry." And big tears ran down his furry face. So Jenny read the funny story to cheer him up. "Ha ha ha," roared the bear. "No more, no more, my sides are going to split." And they both rolled around on the floor until the whole shed shook. "Now that was fun," said the bear. "What shall we do now?" There they are, laughing away. "I've got this," said Jenny, holding up a small bubble mixture. And the bear said, "How did you guess all bears love blowing bubbles?" Outside, Jenny and the bear blew hundreds of shimmering bubbles. "You're very good at this," said Jenny. "My whole family are champion bubble blowers," said the bear. "My granddad once blew a bubble that was so big it took him right up into the air and carried him hundreds of miles away." "Wow," said Jenny. "Did he ever get home again?" "Oh, yes," said the bear. "He wrapped himself in brown paper and posted himself back. He was a very clever bear." By the end of the day, Jenny and the bear were the closest of friends. So she was very sad when he said that it was time for him to go. "But you said you'd stay the winter," she said. "Yes," said the bear, "but it's not winter yet, though, and I've got lots of things to do first." "You will come back, won't you?" said Jenny, "and bring your friends." "Oh, I'll try," said the bear, "but remember to keep wishing." Then he gave Jenny a special bear hug and set off down the road. Jenny waved the bear out of sight and went indoors for supper. The big bear hug. The next morning, Jenny jumped out of bed, dressed quickly and ran out to the shed. But the den was empty. The big brown bear who liked stories and blowing bubbles was not there. "What's the matter?" said Mum. "My bear's gone," said Jenny. "Cheer up," said Mum. "You know there wasn't really a bear, don't you?" The weeks went by and the weather got colder, but though there was still no sign of the bear, Jenny never forgot him. "There was a bear," she said to herself, "and he will come back. I'll just have to keep wishing." She was out with her kite. Then it was Christmas morning. When Jenny drew back the curtains and looked out of the window, she saw something magically in the snowing garden. She tugged on her coat and boots and ran out for a better look. So they obviously live somewhere like where Sandra used to live in England, where it snows in winter. "A snow bear," she gasped, and then she saw the huge prints in the snow. She followed them all the way to the shed. There she is. Everything was silent as she carefully pushed open the door. "Surprise!" roared a growly chorus, and there was Jenny's bear and lots of real-life bears of every shape and size. "I'd said I'd come back," he said, "and this time I've brought the tea, and there's plenty for everyone." "What kind of tea?" laughed Jenny. "Why, pretend tea, of course," said the bear. "Oh, good," said Jenny. "That's the kind I like best." There they all are, enjoying their tea. That's Jenny and the bear. Well, I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for listening.